So, yeah, 12:10, meeting is called to order. First order of business is the approval of the IDA meeting minutes from last month. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Valerie, second.
Who was the
Okay.
first motion?
Menzo.
Ms. Bassett? Ms. Bassett?
Yes.
Mr. Brusso?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Policelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kine?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Trout? Mr. Woodhams?
Present.
Mr. Trout absent, motion carried.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the April financial statements. Erica, if you could start us off with that.
Sure. So if you want to take a look at the balance sheets, cash is up $83,973 due to the collection on the notes and pilots received. Long-term notes receivable are decreased of $23,511 due to the payments received. Fixed assets decreased of $14,400 due to depreciation. Total other current liabilities is up $25,064 due to the timing on the pilot payments. And net income of $20,000 for the 3-month period with a deficit of $17,000 year to date. If you want to flip to the income statement, income of $350 for the 3-month period. Expenses through April are similar to the year prior, approximately $165,000 in expenses year to date. The 3 largest expenses per usual are payroll of $30,000, professional of $76,000, and depreciation of $19,000. Other income, there's $147,000. Seneca County is $54,000 of that, and then the property sale is $85,000 of that. There are no other expenses in the current period.
I see, Bob, you created some expanded sheets.
If you review the briefing memo, you'll find 2 schedules, a balance sheet and a statement of income on an expanded basis. And the reason for doing that is we really haven't had access to reporting on our financials since January. You'll find the numbers tie into the what I call the consolidated statements provided in the normal package. But for a one-time basis, I thought this would be informational, if nothing else.
Thanks, Bob.
I guess any questions or any further discussion on the financial statements? If not, can you have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion. Steve.
Okay, Steve makes a motion. Second?
Second.
Okay, Tom seconded it. Roll call?
Ms. Bassett?
Yes.
Mr. Brusso?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Policelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kine?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Woodhams?
Yes.
Mr. Trout? Mr. Trout absent, motion carried.
Okay. Then we have, next item is the IDA single audit. I don't know if Bob or Pat, if you were wanted to talk about that.
Bob, did you want to address that, or would you like me to?
Oh, you're muted, Bob.
You can start if you want, and I'll jump in as needed.
Okay. The single audit was actually prepared by our auditors in February when they did our normal audit. How single audit does not need to be included in Harris reporting. That's why we're approving it separately from the basic audit. As you'll note, in the audit, there were no findings reported. There is outstanding loans receivable. End of December of 19 was $520,039. We have a little bit more than $600,000 that we are capable of out. Anything else, Bob, to add to that?
Well, basically, it's on the loan fund. The other thing too is that it's an unmodified opinion, so there's no issues that way. And there were no issues relating to internal controls that were so noted.
Right.
Here, all good news. Any discussion on that? If not, could I have a motion to approve the single audit?
So moved.
Seconded.
Okay, so roll call.
Ms. Bassett?
Yes.
Mr. Brusso?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Policelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kime?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadums?
Yes.
Mr. Trout? Mr. Trout, absent, motion carried.
Okay. Fourth item is the Del Lago resolution. So if Sarah, could you speak to that?
Sure. So as you're all aware, Del Lago is trying to secure a $20 million mortgage to help cover cash flow. And so they're seeking a mortgage recording tax exemption for that. We held a public hearing on the 28th and had not received any comments, either written or in regards to the exemption.
So it should just a simple, I guess just a simple $20 million loan to keep things moving.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions or comments on this? If not, ask for a motion to approve.
Steve.
Oh, yes.
Sarah's microphone was, and I don't know if it's on my end or hers, but I only heard about half of what she said. So I don't know if there's a way, there seems to be somebody's got a lot of interference coming in from the back. I don't know if everybody needs to mute their mics and have Sarah repeat that if you don't mind.
Okay, I will repeat what I was saying. So Del Lago seeking a $20 million mortgage to help cover their cash flow. So they're seeking a mortgage recording tax exemption from us. Be no changes to the pilot or anything. We held a public hearing about the exemption on the 28th of May. Didn't receive any comments, either written or orally. That's pretty much all I have to report on it.
Everybody heard that okay?
Yeah, I mean, slightly choppy, but could hear fairly well.
Okay, I think it cut out on the most important piece. Are they looking to defer? Is that what you said?
No. So they're still going to pay their pilot. They were just looking for, mortgage to reinject some cash into the business. And so they're looking for a mortgage recording tax exemption for this new liquidity event that they're doing.
Yeah, Steve, basically, it looks like they're just borrowing, they're going to borrow $20 million to keep things going. And they're looking for an exemption on just that piece of it. No changes to the program itself that they have in place.
Okay. I missed the word exemption, I think,
Yep.
so. Okay, thank you.
So any other questions on that?
The value of the exemption is how much?
$200,000. My calculations are correct.
And who would have gotten that money?
The state and I believe the county as well.
I think it gets split, right? Yeah.
It's split 25,
25-75.
right?
Hmm. Okay.
So I guess motion to approve.
Valerie first.
Anyone else? Now, doesn't seem to be a lot of enthusiasm for this.
Well, let's get a second and get it on the floor, and then we can discuss it further with some issues that people have.
Yeah. I'll second it.
It seems we keep giving to this uber profitable business, provided less than it was ever thought it would give, and I don't know, just it doesn't sit well with me, just from the standpoint of they haven't done anything they said they would do. They're not such a beautiful business after all. I don't know. And we just keep giving and giving and giving, and when do they start giving back these things? When is their pilot? Is it a 20-year pilot?
Ed, you want to speak to that?
Are they
I didn't
really,
hear that answer.
are they really uber profitable?
No.
Yeah, so I mean,
Oh, that's just it. Fucking wins.
Yeah.
I don't think we have much of a choice, as usual.
yeah,
Yeah, this is Tom on it. I don't deal with them. I don't gamble. I don't go to the casino, so it isn't like I've got a big advocate for it. Frankly, I'm usually on the other side of things with them and agree with you, Menzo, on that. But from the standpoint of the fact is they are, everything that you can read on this, pretty tough financial position. I've been against them getting benefits for other expansions and other things out there because of other reasons. But from this, truthfully, there are still a lot of jobs out there, and in the environment they're in, to keep it going, I'd probably be in favor of them going out. I wouldn't want to loan it to them, but borrowing $20 million to keep the place going, I would probably have to agree with that, even though I'm not a big advocate for it.
Yep.
Well, it may not be absolute perfect economic development, but the jobs are there and there's some tax base, so it's important.
Yep.
I think one thing is important to remember, that every one of these casinos around the state that they gave the permits and the licensing to build and operate, none of them are hitting their numbers, and I think probably all of them had to inflate their numbers to make it look good for the state too. So I'm not sure because they're not hitting their numbers. There's probably a lot behind the scenes there.
They also approved more of these than they had told these different players they were going to approve, so you ended up with more competition. And then at the same time, the state quit making the Indian casinos pay them the amount that they were paying them, and
Exactly.
They weren't supposed to do that. And then the Indian casinos were able to go and compete better against these. So there's a lot of dynamics. in there, but the bottom line is they still do employ a fair amount of people, and we collect a lot of revenue from them. I would be in favor. If this was an expansion to do better and they're doing great, I'd say absolutely not. But in this case, I would agree with this benefit that basically is money they're putting in just to keep it going.
Yeah. I would back that also.
Jeff has a question. He says that we can't hear him. So his question is, how did we advertise and hold a public hearing?
We advertised in the Finger Lakes Times, and we held the public hearing virtually.
I think I'm back, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sarah, for answering that. That was my question, is just in terms of the public hearing. I just want to make sure the public was well aware of this.
Yeah, I mean, they should have been. We did get it out more than 10 days in advance to the paper. Finger Lakes TV, live streamed it, and we did allow people to submit comments via email or if they joined us, which didn't happen.
Thank you.
Steve, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the impact of the sales tax revenue coming from Del Lago for the county in dollars?
I'm not sure. Mitch, do you have any information on that?
Could somebody repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Was wondering about the sales tax from the casino, what that would be? The sales tax revenue to the county?
Well, here's what I can tell you. We do not get specific information from the state when we get our portion, our 4%. We don't get it by property. But I can tell you that we do have a number of 2.4 million budgeted for the gaming revenue, and our estimates right now are that we're probably going to be $1 million off on that, given the shutdown. Countywide, we're estimating, it's hard to know for sure, we're estimating countywide about a $3 million hit on sales tax countywide. I can't tell you definitively what the exact amount of sales tax coming out of Del Lago is, but it's certainly a big part of that. And then, as Jeff Shipley can tell you, we also have the issue of the hotel motel tax revenue that we'll be seeing go down as well because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yep, I can attest to that. Very concerned about what next year's hotel motel tax is going to do, and we were informed by the state that the county should not expect any New York State matching funds grants this year or next.
Yeah, certainly not positive news.
Nope.
So I guess getting back to the Del Lago resolution, we do have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion, or should we go straight to the vote? So I guess, Kelly, we'll go straight to the vote.
Ms. Bassett,
Yes.
Mr. Brusso,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Policelli,
Yes.
Mr. Keim,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Trout, Mr. Wadums,
Yes.
Mr. Trout absent, motion carried.
Okay. So on with other business. I know one item we had, Pat is going to give us an update on Hillside. So Pat, yeah, you're still muted.
I'll unmute her.
Oh,
There, I unmuted her.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. You're still the proud owners of Hillside. We haven't sold it yet. That was number one. We did add them to our county insurance policy. So we have insurance out there now for both liability for fire. We received our assessment for Hillside. And the assessment is showing $3.8 million. So legal counsel has prepared a grievance to send to the assessor. So we're grieving it. We have an HVAC company going out there this week to turn off the electric and gas since the cold season is done. We don't need heat anymore. We are hopefully this week, early next week, be contracting with someone to go out and mow the grass. It has not been mowed yet this year. And we're still waiting for the contract to sign for appraisal. They're not working in their office, so there's been a hold up on the contract for the appraisal. And last thing is we're planning on setting up the visual windshield tour of Hillside for later this month. That's all I have.
okay. Anyone have any questions for Pat on that? Is there any other
Steve,
business?
took me a second to unmute. Sorry about that. Pat, do you have any idea on the date that you're looking at for that tour yet or no?
We're looking at the week of the 22nd of June, but we haven't set a date yet. But we'll be doing that very soon, and I'll let you know, Steve, when that is.
Okay, because I'm travel about every other week, so actually that particular week works good because I will be around most of that week. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
Pat,
you.
yeah, if you could let the board know in case anyone wants to sort of piggyback on with a tour.
We will do that.
Hey, thanks. So any other business before executive session? If not, I asked, well, I'll read it. I request a motion to enter into executive session under Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section 105, to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation, and to discuss the financial, credit, or employment history of a particular corporation or matters leading to the approval of a contract for a particular corporation. So if I can have a motion to go into executive session.
So made.
Second.
Second.
So I guess you have a vote.
Ms. Bassett,
Yes.
Mr. Brusso,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Policelli,
Yes.
Mr. Kine,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Wadums,
Yes.
Mr. Trout. Mr. Trout absent, motion carried.
Okay. And the public is not
This
executive
conference
session.
will now be recorded.
So now we're back, we're out of executive session. What I'd like is request a motion to for Pat for in consideration of the time she spent in this transition period between Bob Aronson and Sarah Davis for 3 items. One is the reimbursable 2020 health, dental, vision expenses not to exceed $9,000. Reinstatement of 64 hours of vacation time lost in 2019 to be taken by the end of 2021, and a salary increase of $10,000 per year starting now moving forward. So could I have a motion to approve?
I still
Valerie
make that.
move.
And second, Valerie,
I'll second. Yep.
So Kelly, vote?
Bassett,
Yes.
Mr. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Policelli,
Yes.
Mr. Kine,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Wadums,
Yes.
Mr. Trout. Mr. Trout absent, motion carried.
So I guess if there's no other business, we come to the favorite part of the meeting. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone want to continue? Well, thank you, everyone, and hopefully see everybody in person next month.